I have just witnessed a masterpiece. That's right, if you don't like Avatar, click off this video. This is not for you. Unsubscribe if you don't like don't like Avatar. Do everything you need to, because this review is not for you. It's not for you. Go, 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 go. There. Now that we have the right audience watching, let's talk about Avatar. And with me is Navi Jake Sully, or at least I assume that's Jake Sully. It's figurine. Yeah, right. Right. I can't do his voice, so he's not gonna speak. He's just gonna be there. So okay. Hey, now that we got that out of the way, yeah. Let's talk about Avatar. So this is actually my first time watching Avatar. To those of you who have seen me around in the Avatar comment sections, I said, like, I'm like the first. I saw this for like the first time, and I was really excited to see it. And boy, oh boy, this movie did not disappoint. Okay, okay, I have a lot to talk about here, so this is probably going to be a long review. So bear with me here. I'm going to go into as much detail as possible. I literally just saw the movie, so it's like, so I'm going to try and articulate as best as possible. Okay. So let's talk about the visuals first. Yeah, I know everybody always goes to the visuals, and I'm going to go to the visuals too. It looks outstanding. James Cameron and crew, they remastered everything for this re-release, and it looks amazing. I even saw some clips from the old version of Avatar. The world of Pandora looks outstanding, and it's like the mountains, especially the mountains, the forests, the trees, the plants, more plants, the mud, everything. It's so cool. It feels like you're actually there. So I watched this film in 3D, and yeah, that definitely helped a whole lot. People are saying the theatrical experience was the best way to see it. So I did not watch it, even though I had the Blu-ray with me. I did not watch this movie until the re-release came out. I was hyped up for this movie, and I was ready to go in and see myself some Navi and some Ekrons. I got an Ekron too, so it's like. Anyway, yeah, so the plot follows Jake Sully. This Marine, this ex-Marine who is paralyzed. His brother dies on a mission, so he's chosen to replace him, and explore the forest moon of Pandora. This company called RDA is looking to mine some stone, I think, called unobtainium. Yeah, clever naming there. You cannot obtain it. It's unobtainium. Nice. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So yeah, Jake Sully and this other guy go on this first mission. Via the link thing, and the link chamber is actually different than the ride. Go figure. I went on the ride, and it's like you sit in this like link chair kinda, and then it kind of links you there. The one that's in the movie, it's a bit different. You lay down, and then you get put into this like MRI machine. And you get sent to Pandora. It's interesting seeing how they not fixed, but how they changed it for the ride itself. Because my first exposure to Avatar was through the Avatar Flight of Passage at Walt Disney World. So going off of that experience, it was interesting seeing how they differ here. So anyway, we see a couple more missions, and then on the second mission, and Jake Sully gets lost from the group, and like he gets attacked by wildlife. But before that happens, we have one of the most outstanding visual scenes. The Pandora Forest looks beautiful at night. Let me tell you, maybe even more beautiful than during the day. I mean, during the day it looks amazing, but at night it looks outstanding. It's during the nighttime scenes that my jaw just dropped to the floor like, boom. Yeah, and And yeah, this other this Navi called this Navi woman called Neytiri. Tiri, am I saying that right? Neytiri. I think so. Also, they called it Navi or like Nabi. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pronounce it correctly because the characters make a big deal out of it in the movie. So I'm trying to pronounce it correctly. How did that guy say it? Nabi. Okay, I'm gonna try and pronounce it that way. So the Navi, yeah, I hope I'm doing that right. So the Navi, like so this Navi woman called Neytiri, like she sees a sign from the Navi's deity Iwa. This little white wisp thing that's later explained as one of the spirits of Iwa. So it's like ghosts or something. When people die, do they become those wisps? It's never explained, but it's implied. So I'm gonna go with that. So and so one of the ancestral spirits like it floats around Jake after he gets lost, and then Neytiri like interprets that as a sign. So then the next morning, like we flash back to the humans, and then back to Pandora, where Jake's getting attacked by all this wildlife, and then Neytiri like fights off these wildlife and stuff, and then Jake shoots an arrow, I think, or a gun. Like I forgot whether it was an arrow or a gun. On already, sorry. Alright, but anyway, he shoots this weapon into the beast, and Neytiri is understandably ticked off. Ticked off. That animal was sad. Like you shouldn't have killed it. You are a child. I think that's what she said. So kind of like that. So she doesn't want to take him along, and he follows her up until the next night. Right, and then after a bit of bantering, we have like these wisps appear again. The wisps are they're kind of used as a plot device. So it's like they surround themselves around Jake like he's worthy and stuff, and so Neytiri interprets this as an auspicious sign. So then she takes them to her clan, where the other Navi are hiding out, and then her father is deciding whether to kill Jake or not. But then Neytiri's mother, who is said to be the prophet of Iwa, she comes down and then says, "You will teach him our ways." After Jake says that he is a warrior from the JT clan, I think he said whatever, but he said he's a warrior. So then they're like, this is the first warrior we've seen in centuries. And before we continue, I know what you all are thinking. Why are you spoiling the movie? Well, when it comes to movies, I have a lot of things to talk about. A spoiler warning is in effect. So I'm sorry I didn't say that earlier. I just have tons to talk about. So I just dove right in. I am so sorry. So yeah, spoiler warning. Gonna edit that to the top of the screen. Anyway, so Jake wakes up again, and then like over the course of more visits, he learns their ways and stuff. And we have this villain guy. I literally don't know his name, so I'm just gonna call him the villain guy. This guy is your typical imperialist colonizer. He wants to exploit the Navi. These resources and the unobtainium and stuff. We have like so many callbacks to I think European imperialism or thinking stuff when they wanted to like quote unquote humanize them and stuff, teach them their language and stuff. And this guy, I so hate this villain with a passion. This villain was so good. I genuinely wanted to kill him myself on so many occasions. James Cameron crafted an excellent villain with this guy. He's just so evil. I wanted to kill him myself on several occasions, and no movie has made me that invested. More on that later. So Jake learns the flying Ikron, and that's which the humans call banshees. And that was the clip I was spoiled on. I was gonna do a reaction to it, but then I ran out of time. I was gonna do a reaction to it yesterday, but I ran out of time. It got kind of late, so yeah. Yeah, I didn't get to do that, but that was on my list of priorities, and now I can no longer do it because I've seen the movie and the context behind it. So the reaction would be kind of fake if I try to do it. But hopefully, if this movie ever comes back on Disney Plus, I could try and do a reaction to it. Won't be a blind reaction, but it will be a reaction nonetheless. I don't know, maybe. But Jake is initiated into the Na'vi, and then the villain guy plans to destroy. Plans to launch an attack and attack itself with these bulldozers. Neytiri and Jake fall in love. Of course. I mean, James Cameron is no stranger to love stories. So yeah. So yeah, that happens. And did I mention that James Horner's music for this film is so amazing? I don't think I did. Yeah, it's outstanding. Well, I'll talk more on that later, especially the extremely hummable theme. So yeah, the bulldozers come in, which was set up earlier in the movie. I think their purpose was to chop down all the trees because the guy doesn't value trees. Although like tons of trees, they can move. I still hate this guy so much. Just talking about them, just talking about him makes my blood boil. Well, I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably a good thing. So yeah. Sorry if the camera's moving all over the place. I'm just trying to find a good vantage point. All right, there we go. Okay, so yeah, there's this big invasion and stuff. Neytiri's dad dies, I think, or was that during the destruction of Home Tree? I genuinely don't know. But there's huge attack. Something that catches everyone's attention was that Jake had like grown so invested in the way of life of the Na'vi. He felt like he was one of them because they gave him a sense of purpose and stuff. So it's like he's trying to destroy the bulldozer, and that catches everyone's attention. Before the villain guy had suspicions of Jake's loyalties and stuff. That's earlier on in the film. But here he sees okay, this guy's not with us. Who does he think he is? So something along those lines happen after Jake returns to human world again. The villain guy's like, we will attack their home tree after Dr. Grace Augustine gives them some intel on that. So it's like after that we have okay, where was I? There's a lot going on in this movie. So Jake was about to mention that he was a spy, but then the link gets severed, and then that's when the whole exposition thing happens. We're going to attack Home Tree. So then they attack Home Tree, and then it's this really devastating thing. I was on the verge of tears as Home Tree was destroyed because you built up such a connection. Because James Cameron did a wonderful job of building a connection to this tree throughout the film. And let me tell you, it's a tree. It's a tree. I know I'm sounding a lot like the RDA right now. Like it's just a tree, and so I don't want to sound like one of those guys, but yeah, it's just a tree, and James Cameron made us feel a lot of emotion towards it. When it collapsed, I was like, no. Yeah, it's like, and then Neytiri's like father, your father dies, and he tells her to take up his bow and stuff. I think it's sort of like a cultural thing, like she's inheriting the bow now, a symbol of his legacy. So Jake reveals that he's a spy. He tells them that they're going to attack and stuff, and Neytiri is understandably upset by this because Jake revealed he was a spy in an earlier scene in which Jake and Neytiri were at the, I think it was the Tree of Souls, maybe Neytiri told Jake about their deity, Iwa, the who protects the balance of life in Neytiri's own words. Sorry, and then, so that's like. So then, so then they share a kiss, and the kiss was such a gorgeous sequence. I can watch that over and over and over. The way it dissolves into the next frame and stuff, top-notch filmmaking, really. It is amazing. So then, after that, we have, Neytiri is understandably upset and heartbroken, because it's revealed that, because, according to her, Jake, the man, she fell in love with was revealed to be a spy, and to her knowledge, he was gonna destroy them the whole time. Now, of course, that's not the case, but it's how everyone perceives it. So then the leaders ordered them to be captured and stuff. They're tied up and stuff to this. I think it's their version of a gallows or something. They were gonna do something, and then the attack commences, and then so it's like. So then it's like we have this other attack and other attack and stuff. Neytiri's mother lets Grace and Jake go after a while. It's like if you are one of us, help us. So help us. So then we have Jake attempts to fight them off and stuff So yeah, we got something like that, and then Neytiri's beast dies, I think. The beast he was riding on. And then she looks at Jake, Jake is coming over, go away. That's the understandable reaction. I mean, she still doesn't trust him. And she doesn't trust him for the majority of that section. What gets her to I'm sorry. I'm speaking so fast. I'm stuttering now. Now, what gets her to trust him again is Jake rides in on this red banshee that was Neytiri's grandfather's. He rode on it, and this banshee was described in the earlier flying sequence as impossible to tame. Yet Jake did it. So everyone's kind of bowing down in respect to him and stuff, and stuff. And he gives this warning to them they're coming to destroy the tree of souls. We have to fight and stuff But before that, you need to help Grace, because Grace got wounded and stuff. So Grace and Jake as well as Neytiri, they go to the Tree of Souls, and then they attempt to transfer Grace into her avatar permanently, which is something that's set up early on for Jake to do later, and then it doesn't work, so Grace dies. I kind of saw that coming, considering I like to get myself spoiled, but it still hit me pretty hard. And then Jake gives this inspiring speech to the Na'vi people. They can't take everything from us. We're gonna fight. And then the amazing music plays. Everyone's cheering yeah, and they get on their Ekrons and stuff. I was cheering along with them, man. You cannot believe you will not believe it. I was cheering along. I was like, heck yeah, baby, we're going to war. Whoa! Obviously, I didn't actually say that, but you can tell that's what I was thinking the entire time, believe me. So then this movie got me invested, hugely invested. I haven't gotten this invested in a movie in a long, long time. If not ever, really. I cry when the characters did, and I cheer when the characters did. And I was with Jake Sully, Neytiri, and Na'vi the entire time. So yeah, and then the villain guy plots more machinations and stuff. I think Jake's severed from his avatar again. again. Then he and Grace, or like, well, before that, he and Grace were arrested and stuff. I'm going out of order because I'm going to the spots that I remember. Remember this. My reviews aren't the most organized because I don't have scripts. I don't script them. So bear with me here. Yeah, these are my unscripted thoughts. First time watching. So yeah. Yeah. Later, Jake goes to pray to Iwa. Iwa, like, please help us. We need your help. If Grace is with you, look into our memories and memories. See our world. They killed their mother, as in Earth. They're gonna do the exact same thing here and stuff. And please help us. And Neytiri's like Iwa doesn't pick sides. She only acts as the guardian to the balance of life. And that's actually really interesting because in traditional religions, like you would expect people to pray to their gods to help them and stuff. But no, this goddess, this deity Iwa doesn't pick sides. Like she only acts as a guardian, or so we think. Because later on during the final battle, the villain guy, like, he tries to kill Neytiri and Jake on more than one occasion and stuff, and then it's like, and then all of a sudden, tons more reinforcements arrive, and Neytiri's like, it was heard you and stuff. So I guess she's more warmongery than we think. I mean, I assume it was female, but I'm not gonna go into that. So big battle and stuff, and then the villain guy picks up Jake in Avatar form and attempts to kill Jake by exposing his body to the atmosphere of Pandora, which is poisonous to humans. So then he does that, but not before Neytiri is able to kill the villain guy. And I was so happy when that guy died because, man, I have never rooted against my own race so much than I did here. All the humans in this movie, except for the good guys, of course, are imperialist colonizers. And whether you're okay with that depiction of our society or not, really comes down to you. But it sure as heck got me invested and cared for the Na'vi, that's for sure. I was like, heck yeah, kill this guy. Like, I'm not. Then when the villain guy kept showing up, I'm like, why won't you just die already? It's like, I genuinely wanted to kill this guy myself because he's a genocidal maniac. As far as I'm concerned, if that villain guy lived longer, he would have become the next Hitler. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. That guy is anti-Na'vi Hitler. Yeah, that's how far I'm willing to go, because, for real, I've never wanted to, I never hated a bad guy so much. Everything he did made my blood boil. The way he blackmailed Jake, the way he was willing to kill tons of thousands of innocent lives. And even as coworkers were telling him, no, those are people and stuff. That guy doesn't care at all. He doesn't give one flying hoot about the Na'vi, and it just makes you want to see this guy get brutally murdered. And boy, was the payoff satisfying. Neytiri finally takes up her father's bow, and she impales that guy three times with their arrows, and that guy in his robot, he falls over, boom, he's dead. Explosion, boom. Yeah. No better way for that guy to die. He asked for it, and he deserved it. 100%. 2,000,000%. So then the battle's over, the day is saved, and then then the other humans, before we see the Tree of Souls again, the other humans are expelled from Pandora and stuff. And we have some clever sequel set up. Like this other guy who was against Na'vi was like, this isn't over. Typical villain dialogue. I have a feeling he's gonna be the villain of the next movie. If he's not, well, Okay, but there better be a very good villain like this guy was. So then afterwards, Jake's avatar is transferred in. Jake is permanently transferred to his avatar in the Tree of Souls. But not before, like, okay, so I missed a part. Again, I'm sorry. When Jake's body, human body, is taken out of the link chamber and explodes the radiation, he tries to grab his breathing mask, but falls over because the atmosphere is poisonous. And he almost dies, but luckily Neytiri comes in, grabs the breathing mask, puts it on him, and then she kisses him several times. It was so sweet. Hey, yeah, I completely bought their relationship. I loved it so much. So yeah, final scene of the movie, Jake's avatar is transferred. Jake is permanently transferred to his avatar, and then the final shot of the movie is his eyes opening. What an iconic shot to end the movie on. Then he had the green logo avatar, and then a funny thing. Just when I thought the movie was over, what do we see? For this re-release only, you get a special look at Avatar: The Way of Water. Now I knew this was gonna happen, but I didn't know whether it was gonna be at the end of the, right after the final shot, mid-credit scene or post-credit scene. It was a mid-credit scene, and I don't know if the person, if the Navi there was Jake or one of his children or something, but man, I'm now even more hyped for the sequel than I already was. I genuinely am in shock from what I saw. Oh, I have not felt this invested in a movie in a long time. And I mean it. I mean, wow. Wow, if there's one way, if any environmentalists are wondering how they can teach the younger generation about how to protect the environment, this movie is it. You don't need to teach them anything else. Like, just put this movie on for them and they'll care instantly. Cause it sure did convince me. I mean, whether you are cool with environmentalist stories or not really comes down to you. But ultimately, this is one of the best movies I have ever seen. Not in a long time. Not since last year. Last year was Zack Snyder's Justice League. Ever of all time. This is right next to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Still doesn't beat Zack Snyder's Justice League, since Zack Snyder's Justice League was the one that inspired me to take filmmaking seriously to begin with. Completely changed my perspective. This did too. But I say they're tied. Doesn't beat Zack Snyder's Justice League, but boy, comes close in investing factor. That's for sure. As you can see, I think this movie is a masterpiece. Now I know there's some of you who's gonna be really angry, typing in the comments. How dare you? This movie was boring. It has no story. No story. Okay. Before I get to here, let's take a step back. Okay, let's try and diagnose the complaints here, because I wanna understand why people don't like this movie. So I'm gonna try and I want to understand why there's some detractors. There's a lot of fans, but there's also a lot of detractors. So I'm gonna try and view this as objectively as possible. Scratch that. I genuinely don't understand. Right, you guys say like the story's boring? What boring? Boring. You're invested in the story the entire time. I mean, I guess it comes down to personal opinions and stuff. And stuff. The story is there. It's about a human learning to protect an alien race and stuff. He bonds with the people, the native people there, and becomes their protector. It's all about someone becoming. It's all someone like who has grown up growing up in a time where you learn that like so many that like other races, they're savages and all that, and then when you see them see them in person, they're not. They're actually really good people and stuff. They have their own traditions. They have their own customs and stuff, and it's like this movie still rings true today in a lot of instances. There's never been a better time to re-release this movie than now, especially when things are so heated and stuff. When things are like so heated, everyone's so divided and stuff, and we have racial tensions all over the place and all that. There's never been a better time than to release the movie and release a sequel. Because even though this movie was made back in 2009, could have fooled me. This movie could have been made in modern day, and it still would have looked awesome. I mean, okay, so now that we've established that there is a story, one of them is like, another complaint is that there is a story, but it's boring. Well, just because there's no flashy action going on every single scene does not mean it's boring. I mean, unless you don't have a thing for like tribal scenes and tribal scenes and stuff and scenes where like Jake learns the way of the Na'vi and stuff. It's all done through a montage, so nothing drags. No, if it was boring, stuff would have dragged, but nothing drags. It's all got really tight pacing, and it's not boring. So I'm hoping I can convince you to give it a second chance. Because like the way I don't know if I saw a different version. The remastered version changed a few things. As far as I know, they only changed like the visual design and stuff, the sound design, and the visuals as well. They remastered the visuals. Everything else is the exact same. So how is the story boring? I did not yawn once through this movie. And I was invested just the whole way through. I guess ultimately it comes down to personal perspective. If you don't have a thing for environmentalists like tribal scenes and stuff, when you think those kind of scenes are boring, then I can maybe understand why you think the movie's boring, but yeah, it's genuinely hard to understand. What else? What? I haven't really seen that many Avatar negative reviews because I didn't want to spoil my enjoyment. So those are the two most common that I've seen. That like it lacks story and there is a story but it's boring. So I'm hoping I cover that. Also, I mentioned before that I wanted to get into the score. Yeah, the score by James Horner, miss you, man, and is absolutely amazing. Really, now I watched Sideways video before this, and obviously the score that was presented here is not the one James Horner intended. James Horner intended to make something more more like culturally specific to the Na'vi and stuff, and James Cameron's like, no, audiences won't understand that. You gotta change your score and stuff. And while I am mad at him for that, the score is honestly really incredible. Now, I bet whatever James Horner had in mind before would have been even better. But this is honestly really incredible music. He's like, in a world where like many movies have like forgettable soundtracks and stuff, it's really awesome to see this movie with such a spectacular soundtrack. I can hum the main theme all day. Da 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 I can hum that song all day. Ever since I first heard it, it's been in my head. Yeah. The music is incredible. Right. I mean, every scene that the music is in perfectly matches the tone of what's going on. With Na'vi, like with the world Pandora, you got this exciting tribal music and stuff with like chanting, with native chanting and stuff. With music on Earth, it's more traditional and stuff, more traditional sounding music to represent the ordinary aspects of life on Earth. And then it becomes all spectacular again when you get back to Avatar. The way James Horner is able to vary his music from scene to scene is honestly really, really incredible. It doesn't stick to one style throughout. It's constantly changing. It's constantly evolving and stuff. With the war music, you get we got like high chanting and stuff, like that. So we have like high chanting that's like the war cry kind of, and then with more personal scenes, you have like a soft melody version of the main theme. And where I first started to recognize the theme, the main thing was like in the first montage. There's like 2 montages in this movie, I think 2 or 3 maybe at least according to what I counted. I don't know. When I see it again on Sunday, I'll try and recount. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing this again. But yeah, I really love the music for this film. It's all extremely memorable, and James Horner proved that he was a god-tier composer. Yeah, he died in a piloting accident. Rest in peace, man. It's always sad when legends die. It really, really, really is. He composed some incredible music, and getting to see it on full display here is nothing short of incredible. So I absolutely adore this movie. Not just love it, I adore it with all my heart. I love every single scene. I was invested in the journey from beginning to end. I wanted Na'vi to win. When I was amazed and in awe of the spectacular sound design, the outstanding cinematography, the CGI, everything in this movie blew me away. I was shocked on more than one occasion, and even when I'm doing this review now, I literally just got home from seeing the movie, and there's still so much to talk about. If this review does well, I'm gonna do more Avatar stuff on this channel. I might devote my content to more Avatar stuff, because honestly, this movie was so incredible. And if this is a sign of things to come, then I am absolutely 2,000,000% hyped for the sequel. Because if Avatar 2, if Avatar: The Way of Water is gonna be even better than this, I can't wait. So if you were to ask me what my score for this movie is, I would give it 40 out of 10. 40 out of 10. But since we're being realistic here, since we're operating within normal skill range, not super duper hype fan range, 10 out of 10, definitely. But if you were to ask me for my super duper hype fanboy score, 40 out of 10. That good. Good. Definite recommend. Please see this in theaters while you can. You only have 2 weeks to see it. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone sooner than you think. So if you stumble upon this review and you're thinking you should see it in theaters, yes, absolutely yes. This is a call to all Avatar fans out there, and those who haven't seen Avatar. To Avatar fans, you want to see this movie in theaters again? Go in droves and see it. I hope to see you there on Sunday. And to those of you who haven't seen this, and to those of you who haven't seen this movie, please do. You don't listen to negative reviews. Please see this movie. Because if you don't see it, you will be missing out on a whole lot. You'll be missing out on an opportunity of a lifetime. I suppose you could wait till you get the DVD, but even James Cameron is saying that if you see it on DVD, you haven't really seen it. So if you want to see the movie the way it's meant to be seen, watch it in theaters while you still can, and I guarantee you'll be as excited as I am for the sequel. So yeah, that was my review. That was my review of Avatar. All over the place, but Like, the review was all over the place, but I hope you got the general consensus. This was mainly me like retelling the story out of order, kinda describing what I love most about it. So, yeah, I'm sorry there's a lot of stuttering in this video. This is unscripted. I literally wanted to give my thoughts as raw and honest as possible. And I am so impressed by this movie. Really, I am. I guarantee that after all the Avatar sequels have been released, and people, and even the haters have had time to reflect, they're gonna change their minds. I guarantee that thanks to this re-release, there's gonna be a wave of people reconsidering their thoughts on this movie. They're gonna love it, and I hope to be the person who starts that. If I'm the person that starts this wave of people changing their minds and loving this movie, great. If I'm not, well, then someone else will do it. Because this movie is honestly incredible, and I am very, very, very happy I got to see it the way it was meant to be seen. I didn't see it back in 2009 because I was too young back then. I didn't really get into it, but thanks to the Walt Disney World ride, Avatar Flight of Passage, go on it if you haven't. If any of you are watching this in Florida and you're thinking and you have a Walt Disney World pass, please go on that ride. Right, you're gonna love it. And if you haven't seen the movie, please do. As I said, you're gonna love it. So, yeah, this is definitely a cultural and global phenomenon, and I'm happy to be part of the experience. I was happy to be part of the experience. Yes, I'm happy I got to experience Pandora. It's really incredible. I'm happy I got to be with the characters, fight with them, live with them, and all that. Because it really felt like I was throughout the whole movie. It was so visually investing. I felt like I was actually there a lot of the time. So, going off of that, I'm really happy I got to be there. So, yeah. Can't wait to see it again. With that being said, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like this video and subscribe. If you're an Avatar fan and you stumble upon this, well, you'll want to subscribe because I will be making more Avatar videos in the future if this review does well. So, yeah, even if this review doesn't do well, I might start making more Avatar videos anyway. So, yeah, I'll see you guys there. Alright, see you, Baco.